What's going on, cronies? Cat Burglar back with you Saturday with another video. Man, absolute blowout winner with my lock and load Cleveland money line last night. Hope you were all able to play it. It was a no sweat bet, baby. No sweat bet. We love those. These lock and loads usually are. Anyways, props to us for getting that winner. Gonna get into the games today. This Boston New York game is very similar to Cleveland, the Cleveland Pacers. You know, lost both at home, coming back the third game, kind of must win for Boston. I think Boston's gonna win this game, but I'm not gonna play it. Don't really have a huge take on this game. Um, so kind of that's really where I'm sitting with this. Um, Nothing really I like here. I don't really love the total. Um, Looks like the total opened up at 205. We're seeing 206, 207 at Bovada. And then with the spread opened up at 4.5, which makes a lot of sense with Boston. And it's been bet up to 5.5, 6 at Bovada. My guess is this could get to 6.5 by the time the game starts. I just think a lot of people are going to be putting money on Boston, which isn't probably wrong. And you know that they have to win this game. So, but that's my take on it. In the Minnesota Golden State game, I don't really have a take on the spread, but and this is very rare, I do have another lock and load, back to back lock and loads. Jimmy Butler over 22 and a half points. I told you yesterday that I was going to probably play this. He's going to have a bounce back. If you heard his press conference yesterday, he was saying how, he likes to play team ball and that's just what he can score 40. Well, if you look back at the tape, which I'm sure they're going to, and the coaches, they're going to tell, hey, Jimmy, if we want to win this series, you're going to have to be more aggressive. He's going way over 22 and a half points today. He had 17 on 13 shots. He's going to get 24, 25 shots today. He's going to get to the foul line probably 10 or 12 times. They're playing at home. They're probably going to get a few more calls there. I just see Butler having a big, big game. He could probably have a triple double. If you want a little offside bet of this, maybe look at the points, rebounds, and assists. But Jimmy Butler over 22 and a half points. That's what I betted at yesterday when I kind of told you guys that I was going to bet it. I didn't know it was going to be a lock and load at that time. Once I got that information and saw his press conference and everything else, it was just like he's not going to shoot only 13 times. Basically, the series is on the line. If they go down 2-1, they got to get a win here. So I see him being ultra aggressive today in prime time. When the lights are on, only game at night. I know that's a lot of times here in the playoffs, but these stars usually like to come out and play. He was and I pointed this out in the video the other day when I bet it and we lost. He was very, very passive. He was getting through the middle of the lane looking to pass instead of pulling up with that mid range jump shot that he's so good at. So again, I look at him being really aggressive, getting to the foul line over 22 and a half points. I know I'm in here. Well, I see 23 and a half. Well, what I bet it at was 22 and a half. So that's what I'm giving it away at. If you want to bet 22 and a half, just bet the alternative line. You're probably going to pay 130 juice. I had to do that again this morning at Bet 105 because I wanted to put a little bit more. I just feel more confident about it today, even than I did yesterday, and I had to pay the juice at 22 and a half. So I just really, really like this play. So nothing really more to talk about on today's games. It was a heck of a game last night. Oklahoma City and Denver. Denver pulled out the win and covered. So I don't know what I'm seeing. That series is very, very hard to call. And then one of the things you're noticing from yesterday's game and today's is now this total's really come down. So I think it was at 130, 132, yes, or 232, and now you're seeing, open at 226, almost 6 points difference after one lower scoring game. So something to look at. Maybe they over adjusted too much here, and I think that's what the line's telling you. Is it looks like it's been bet up to 227 across the board, 227.5. So something to look at there. Cleveland, Indiana. I know we had a lock and load on this. Am I going to go back and bet Cleveland? I don't know. One of the things is Garland got in early foul trouble with 3 fouls, but when he was in the game, his ability to break down his defender, and that's something they didn't really have in the first 2 games, but his ability to break down the defender is a difference maker. It's not how many points he really scores. I think he had 10, 12 points, which is great. He had to sit out a lot of time. I think he only played 25 minutes in that game. He's going to probably be up around 35 minutes, 30, 35 minutes. That could be problematic for Indiana. I know they're going to want to bounce back. Halliburton had a terrible game, 4 points. But he's going to want to bounce back. It's just a tough game to call right now. But my concern, if I'm an Indiana fan, is how do we keep Garland out of the lane? Because he blew around those guys like they were standing in quicksand. And penetration in basketball kills the defense. Everybody's got to collapse, and then you kick out to Strauss and Mitchell for easy, uncontested threes. And Mitchell right now, he's got it going on. I mean, he was 48 the other night, 43 I think last night. I mean, the guy is unstoppable right now. So I just don't know. I still think Cleveland wins the series. I think the series totals, where you can get Cleveland right now. Oh, so Cleveland's now favored in the series. So last night, they're plus money. I don't think it's that good a value at plus 150. But I do think Cleveland comes back and wins this series. I really do. So, anyways, guys, that's all I got today. Let's kick ass and let's get this lock and load again. Jimmy Butler, over 22.5 points. I feel comfortable. I'm just going to say this to 23.5. But I like 22.5 better, obviously. So, if you can bet it on an alternative line at 22.5, I definitely would do that. 23, let's get it at 23.5 too. Guys, that is down from 2 points from the other night. That's huge. And they're playing at home. So take all that into consideration. Look at what I'm looking at here. He is very passive-aggressive. Or passive, I guess I shouldn't say passive-aggressive. Passive. He only got up 13 shots. They lost. He's coming home. They dropped the total on his points from 24.5 2 nights ago down to 22.5. Okay? There is value here. That 2 points is huge. That's like 8-10%. Okay? So we're getting value with this pick, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find spots where we can get edges against the book. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Let's get this lock and load. Let's kick some butt. Let's win some money. Later.